pain is gone when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is gone.
All right, welcome back to the Tyler Smith Pod. I'm joined by Keegan Reese, Capital Men's Soccer stud, soccer insider for the United States of America, and a strong link to the Premier League. How you doing, Keegan?
I'm fantastic, just chilling.
It's great to hear. It's great to hear, man. Yeah, so there's a lot of soccer news going on out there. So that's going to be today's pod. We're going to be focusing on soccer, MLS, a little bit of the Prem, and also the World Cup as well. So you want to jump on into it?
Let's go.
So biggest thing that's happened in American soccer news lately is going to be Apple and MLS securing a 10-year media rights deal for every single game for the MLS up through beginning through 2023 all the way to 2032, 2033 season. This is the most historic media deal for all of sports because it is fully digital. That is the first one ever. So you can get every single game from a streaming service, i.e. Apple's app, on your phone through Apple TV, which is pretty awesome. Initial thoughts from me, absolutely unreal. It's going to be great for the game. You're going to grow the game. You're going to get so many more fans. And then I'll be able to watch my favorite team, FC Cincinnati, not get blacked out religiously. And I think it's a big thing. It's a big move. Who's your MLS team, Keegan?
It's kind of hard. I'm up in Columbus for school. I'm from Cincinnati. Watching FC Cincinnati the past few years, it's been fun. It's been a little brutal for sure.
Definitely.
I'm going to have to go FCC for sure.
Yeah. I say one thing I know whenever I've sat down to watch an MLS game, I've had to go through several hoops the majority of the time to catch a game because when I'm in Richmond, Indiana for school, or anywhere, if you're not living in Cincinnati, you're not a fan. If you're a fan of SC Cincinnati, for instance, if you're not connected to the satellite, the antenna TV of whatever local Cincinnati station gets the game, you're not going to be able to watch it unless it's a sellout crowd, and that's not going to happen too often. Or there's going to be other bigger MLS games going on. Columbus has a little bit of a bigger media network than Cincinnati, but still, if you want to watch your team and you're not right there in that city, good luck watching it. And I know a lot of MLS teams have fans like Miami's MLS team. They got fans from all over the world. Granted, they're going to be a little bit bigger, but it's still going to be tough to watch those games. Now you can get that on your phone through the Apple TV app because I know whenever I'm watching soccer, 95% of the time on my phone through a streaming service or a streaming app, or it's on my phone through a website that I'm not supposed to be watching it on.
It also helps though that now you can watch your team anytime. So it's going to grow the game. It starts 2023. So it runs through 2032. We get the World Cup here 2026. It'll grow the game. More people will see the game. Hopefully more Americans go to games because Christian Pulisic apparently, bashes Cincinnati. So now we have more fans able to watch us. And if more fans are able to watch FCC, more tickets sold at TQL. You're down there more often. CONCACAF might have messed up. FIFA might have messed up not choosing Cincinnati for the 2026, but that'll come later.
Definitely. Yeah, I think it's a huge thing because it's going to make life so much easier for those MLS super fans already. And then it's going to allow the casual fan much more easy accessibility to this as well. You're going to get people who oh yeah, kind of like soccer, kind of like the MLS, don't know where to get it. Now it's on Apple TV. Everybody has an iPhone. You can pull it up on your phone and catch a game, whether you're at the airport, in the car, at a restaurant, or a bar and they don't have it. Anywhere. As long as you have your phone connected to Wi-Fi or the cell towers, you can catch this game on your phone, which is huge. And it's like a historic deal because it's the first only digital deal in all of sports. And the financial figures attached to that make the MLS feel like a legitimate league, and it's going to be growing and stepping in the right direction. One thing I found here a few minutes ago. So Amazon paid just for Thursday Night Football $1 billion a season, where the MLS is getting, I want to say, how much was it? It was about $2.5 billion, I think it was. Is that the right number? So they're getting about $2.5 billion. So that means, the league is getting there. The NFL is the biggest league in the world, most money made, everything. So they're moving in that right direction. And I think partnering with Apple is only going to grow the game and get the MLS to be more legitimatized, legitimatized. Like everyone's going to look at it and be like, oh, it's the MLS, a more respectable league than what used to be, the MLS, the clown league. That's my personal opinion. I think it's going to become more respectable throughout the world. And it's more respectable because people in England are going to be able to watch it on their phone. So I don't know why someone in England, they probably wouldn't seek out the MLS currently, but now that they already have it within their fingertips, very more likely that they're going to get a viewer from England or two.
I mean, if we're being honest, Chiellini coming to the MLS, Italian. If kids are growing up watching him, they're going to want to watch their favorite players still. So this is the easiest way to get it for them because obviously games are not streaming in Italy from the MLS. So this is going to be way easier for them to watch. Becomes more international for the MLS, like you said. So, I mean, it's a big time deal.
Definitely as well, like with guys like Messi being linked to coming to Inter Miami in a few years. It's going to help the MLS kind of turn from like this retirement league to maybe sparking some kid when they're younger who are watching on their phone, like, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch Messi playing the MLS. Then say, shoot. And maybe one of those guys, makes it up through the ranks. And instead of taking a loan to another team in Europe, maybe they take their loan to the MLS for an opportunity like that. I think that's a market that the MLS is missing, getting some of those younger players. And I think it's going to start by getting the younger fans and the younger generations and just more markets involved. And that's exactly what this deal is doing. You're going to have a lot more opportunity, I think, coming from this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Zlatan coming to the MLS, he didn't come here to retire. He came here to play, keep playing. Exactly. And then he goes to AC Milan and wins a league championship there. So, I mean, it's big time.
Definitely more. I think you can even argue he rejuvenated his career by coming to the MLS, coming off some injuries and a few stints there at United. Now coming back, he kind of rejuvenated himself to an extent. I think that's a huge, huge market. And then also when Zlatan was playing for the Galaxy, it got a lot of people watching it. It made the league more entertaining because you had a big personality and someone in Europe, very well, Zlatan's their favorite player. They couldn't watch Zlatan. Now they can tune in and watch the MLS. And then that'll get them from a casual standpoint. And then maybe they'll fall in love with the MLS potentially. I know the MLS still going right now. The season alters a little bit than the traditional European calendar. So you're going to get some viewers there as well in some of those dead periods in the European markets, I think, which is huge because in America, you're only going to be able to see a little bit of that, where in some of these other markets, you'll be able to pick back up more.
Yeah, I mean, it also kind of helps, though, that, sports betting is becoming bigger. Ohio's getting sports betting January 1, 2023.
Can't wait. Wait, you didn't hear that. We're college athletes. We didn't.
So, yeah, no, neither of us said that. But, no, I mean, more people are going to bet on, MLS games. A lot of people already bet on MLS games, so that in the states that it's legal in. So, I mean, you're going to have more people tuning in. They're going to place bets late at night if they're watching, LAFC versus LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy, they don't play until like maybe 8 o'clock on a Sunday night or Saturday night. But here it's 11 p.m. People are going to be able to stay up and watch it so much easier than, they would just on a normal day. So, I mean, it creates a lot more opportunities, I feel like, for not just like younger kids, but also those kids, like people like in their, late teens to late 20s. So, I mean, hopefully it turns out to be a good thing and hopefully it doesn't turn out to be negative. But, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think just sports gambling becoming more prevalent. And then now the Apple MLS deal, more people will watch. So that means more people will bet because no one's going to want to bet on something that they have the inability to watch. So being able to watch, it's going to bring more money to the game with this deal through sports betting. And that's just more money around it. It's just going to keep growing the sport. And that's my personal take on it. So I think sports gambling is a huge thing for sports. It's such an untapped market. Seeing all these states succeed instantly right off the top, because people have been sports betting for so long through back channels, through bookies, etc. But now finding a way to do it in a legal way on their smartphone, through their phone and their apps. I can pick up my phone right now and place a bet if I wanted to, if I wasn't a college athlete and I lived in a state that was acceptable. So I think it just makes the game that much more accessible for all fans, which just keeps growing. It's all these are positive things that roll in the correct direction for the MLS, which is massive. Another thing too, I want to highlight the MLS Leagues Cup, MLS Next, and things like that. You'll be able to catch some of these youth games, which maybe helps, maybe the next big time American star is coming up through an MLS Academy or something like that, or an MLS Next club. You can catch those matches there. I think just having so many different options and venues helps so much, in my personal opinion, because it's just more people can watch, more people get familiar with the product and the brand, and it's just going to keep pushing things forward.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, MLS Next is crazy good talent. Like those kids, I mean, I shouldn't even say kids. Some of them aren't even kids anymore, but like everybody there in that league is just good. And you have to go to, specific sites to watch their games, or you have to go to like the team's YouTube and like catch a live stream or stuff like that. And normally it's just big time tournaments that they're playing in that you can see. They're not playing in their normal league schedule that you can see. So that'll be nice as well. I mean, it'll get more exposure. I don't know if more kids will go from MLS to Next all the way to Europe. Potentially they could, but I feel like more clubs are going to definitely want their MLS Next games live streamed, because then they can have their fan base see these kids and generate more buzz around the specific kids, and then promote them to the first team. Jersey sales go up, attendance ratings go up, buzz around the team in general goes up. So
I agree. And I've never really watched some of these MLS Next games. I've played against these teams. You've played against these teams. So like, that's where we get it. But now that I'm not playing in the youth system in America anymore, would I be able to watch one of these games without this deal? No. But now that it's here and I get a notification on my phone saying, oh, hey, game's starting in 5 minutes, if you want to watch, I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll pull it up and watch. So you're getting a viewer. And then that happens with somebody else and it kind of steamrolls. But another thing that just popped in my head is it's going to help out grandma and grandpa, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever, who their kid, they send them to an academy in New York. They live in LA or they live in Florida. Now they can watch their game a bit more accessibly and conveniently. So that's another plus. I know that's not why the $2.5 billion market value is there, but it just adds into it, Yeah. It's just another little perk. And it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I think eventually Apple's going to be involved with more sports, but maybe then Apple picks up the US Open Cup, things like that. They pick up some of these other tournaments throughout this deal. And then now it becomes much more accessible. You can watch some of these games rather than going to some bootleg website or a YouTube stream and things like that. It just makes the game more respected throughout the world, which is massive in my opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember going to a US Open Cup game. Mm-hmm. I think it was SEC versus Chicago Fire, maybe.
Correct. I was at that one as well.
Schweinsteiger playing. Like, you come in and it's an SEC team in USL versus a Chicago Fire team that has been competing in the MLS for however many years, but not just competing, but also contending for like titles.
At that time, they were one of the more dominant teams in the league for sure.
Yeah, and SEC comes in and beats them. And we're just kind of sitting here. I only knew about the game because I went to the game. I would never have known to go watch that game if, because it doesn't get streamed. And there's a lot of stuff that, like the penalty shootout during that game, I think was the loudest I've ever heard Nippert Stadium in my life, even though UC plays football there. It was the loudest I've ever heard the stadium. So, I mean, just the buzz around that will translate so well to this like Apple deal and being able to watch it on your phone, pulling up. Sure, maybe it's Pittsburgh Riverhounds versus LAFC in the US Open Cup, and you still pull it up because you want to watch. I mean, it's going to be good for not only MLS, USL, if they pick up the Open Cup. It'll be good for, some of those lower guys that aren't getting seen as much by MLS clubs. Maybe a USL guy comes in, gets promoted, comes to the, MLS team, and here we go,
Exactly. I think it's just going to keep helping the sport in America. Another one as well, talking about getting guys seen. In the USL, they just had a player get signed, I believe it's from Orange County FC, I think. Don't quote me on Orange County, Orange Beach, 1 to 2, to Ligue 1 and Ligue 1 in France, which is massive. Seeing a guy go from the second tier league of America to the top league in France, which is massive. And then there's a game earlier this year. The Columbus Crew lost to a new team, which was in the USL in the Open Cup in Detroit. And they were out of a really, really tiny arena. I mean, the tiniest thing. Like, I've seen high school stadiums here locally bigger. And the only reason why I knew of that was I saw a 30-second video on Twitter, and the game wasn't streamed anywhere. And it was an MLS squad, probably obviously not their first team, but still MLS Columbus Crew versus a team trying to do their best to make a name for themselves. And you cannot get that game anywhere. But now with deals like this, it's going to be on my phone. I can watch whenever I want at ease, which is huge.
Yeah, that Crew game was actually, I mean, it was kind of funny for me. Again, living in Columbus, you have all these Crew fans that go to school with you, or, you know, live near like the campus. You hear buzz because you're going out to eat in downtown Columbus. You hear buzz, and just hearing about them losing and all these fans just losing it. I mean, losing it. Like, thinking like, oh my gosh, like, you're a team that is competing for the MLS Cup year in, year out, and you come in and lose that game. It was, I think, I don't even remember. I mean, I can't, repeat any of the words on this family channel, but there were just some crazy talk from the fans. And again, like you said, you didn't know about the game only because of Twitter. You saw something. So, I mean, hopefully, again, like you said, they pick up the Open Cup. This deal goes and helps generate buzz for more than, MLS. And we see America grow and love soccer more. And 2026 rolls around and we're buzzing for the World Cup.
Absolutely. The U.S. is going to win it all in our lifetime. Hopefully here in the next 10 years. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Make a run at least. Make a run. It's a bold prediction, but hey, 2026, not too far away. Things can happen.
I don't know, Todd. That is a bold take. 10 years.
Hey, I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm saying they can be up there in a final or a semifinal.
Maybe a final of like a Gold Cup. I mean,
no, I'm talking final of a World Cup. They're going to be there. They're going to be in a semifinal in the next 10 years. But regardless, the United States is winning a World Cup in the next 10 to 14 years. Is that understood?
So, dude, I don't see it. Like, I'm sorry. I mean,
2022, the first run with the youngins, they get the experience. They're probably going to go, I predict, round of 16, final 8. I think final 8 is the ceiling. I think final 8 is doable. Then 2026 in North America, I think they make the semifinal at a semifinal final. If they get a good group and good draws, they can go finals. They can go finals.
Slow your roll. Okay, first of all.
Because listen, Pulisic, Christian Pulisic. If it lets me Google it. How old is Pulisic? 20.
He's like 22.
23, 24?
23. Okay, yeah.
Call me 23 years old. So 23, birthday September. So he's 24 for this one.
Hey, 2 months.
Yeah, so he's 24. 24 in Qatar. And then he's going to be 28 in North America, 32, 2030. So like 2026, 2030, it has to happen. That's when it happens. So Gio Reyna is 19. So like 2026 is the peak. Like that's like November 30 at Weston's going to be 27, Reyna 23, 27, 28, 24, 23, 27. Like they're there. That's the time. That is the year to strike.
Listen, 2026 maybe but I just don't know because like all the good national teams also have really good young players. Brazil, Vinicius Jr.
Not the guys though. They're not the guys.
Kai Havertz. What do you mean they're not the guys? Vinicius Jr.
They're not.
UCL.
I understand, but they're not like Messi. They're not the name or not Ronaldo. Like those teams, I know they have great youth, but they're gonna take a step down. I know they will. But they're always gonna be the top giants. But they're gonna take a step down. Call me an American, like pusher, whatever. But like, it really could happen.
Listen,
And
no,
then
I'm all
get the
American
Chicago
pusher
Fire
too, but
keeper,
listen,
the Chicago Fire goalkeeper, who's like 19 right now.
18. Yeah,
18.
yeah.
So, isn't his last name like Slovenia,
Link to
Chelsea, and Madrid?
Nice. So listen, hear me out. This World Cup, let's focus on getting out of our group, please.
Bro,
Please.
They'll get out. It's a little scary, but they'll get out. It could be a lot nicer, could be a lot easier, but they're going to get out.
Speaking of FCC earlier, Spencer Ritchie making a name for himself.
Yes, sir. So is this? No, that's not him. Where is like the 18, 19-year-old kid?
It's right there. Gabriel Slonino.
Slonino, that's what I thought. So Slonino, Gabriel Slonino, right there. Like, he's that guy. He's 18 right now. He'll be 20. He'll be 22 and 26. He'll be 30 at 22 and 26,
right,
26 and 30. That's his prime because Stefan's gone. I'm sorry. Stefan needs to be more regular minutes, and I think Stefan's going to fall off. Matt Turner will be MIA. Matt Turner will be better than Stefan at that age. And you have Horvath still around a little bit. But there's so many better.
Hold on, pause. Did we watch the El Salvador game? Don't say Horvath is good, because that was terrible.
I understand. I'm just saying Horvath will be around. He'll be around
on the bench. Not saying maybe if he's lucky.
But he's going to be one of those top 5 keepers. He's going to be a contention.
Sean Johnson.
They always do it. I understand, but they always do that though. So for the next cycle or two, he'll be around. They always do. Like Brad Guzan, he was just there. His name was in the sheet, so he just showed up. And did he ever get tested? But like Guzan didn't. I'm not a Guzan man.
Performances. Horvath's only claim to fame is a penalty save against Mexico. Granted,
agreed,
and not phenomenal save. But then he lets in a goal against El Salvador from an angle that Lionel Messi probably shouldn't even score from if you're a good keeper.
It's the lack of consistency in the appearances. That's my biggest gripe on Stefan, and that's my biggest gripe on Horvath. Your keeper has to play day in and day out. And that's what these guys are doing. I don't care what league you're in, if you're talented and you're playing day in and day out, because Zach Steffen, it shows. He has those stupid mistakes. Dribbling in the box, inside it, comes off his line shaky, doesn't trust himself, second guessing all the time. He's always guessing himself at the city. That just creates habits. It just creates poor habits when you're always second guessing yourself. As a keeper, you have to commit to one thing. And when you're playing, you're not thinking in the back of your head, crap, if I do this, coach is going to be upset. No, you're the dude. You're always the guy. Make your play. Do what you want. That's the attitude we need to have with our keepers. And right now, Matt Turner is the only one who has that. And Zach Steffen is a more well-rounded keeper than him, but Matt Turner is confident in himself and he's better at shot stopping than Steffen.
All right, so I'm going to ask you something. Your goalkeeper, Sean Johnson, is in the MLS. Starter, all minutes. Okay. This next cycle, as of July 1st, Matt Turner is at Arsenal sitting the bench. Zach Steffen is at Man City sitting the bench. Horvath,
Martinez
Forest, sitting the bench.
So
Sean Johnson,
Argentina's goalkeeper. Is that Arsenal, correct?
Yeah. Martinez, correct.
So look, here's my argument. Here's my counter argument to what you got right now.
Wait, is he not there anymore? Is it Ramsdale?
Well, it's Ramsdale. Emilio Martinez, right? That's his name, right?
I thought Oh no, Martinez went to Aston Villa.
Did he? Was he?
He's not on.
I swear.
It's Aaron Ramsdale. It's Aaron Ramsdale. Okay, which now I'm gonna take my point back. Makes the point even better because Ramsdale has been terrible for England as of late. Terrible. They're in I think they're in Nations League right now in 3rd place, and he's let in so many goals. And Jordan Pickford should be the number 1 for England, but he's just not. But I mean,
yeah, he should. Pickford's the guy there. Pickford is
if we're being honest,
I'm high on Pickford. I know he's not the greatest, but I'm high on him.
Matt Turner's going to sit the bench, and then what are we going to do? Sean Johnson.
I think Matt Turner starts.
No. All right, we're going to get. I don't know, Ty. Like,
Okay, my question is, why are you bringing in a keeper? You don't bring in a backup keeper. You don't bring in a keeper. You don't pay for a keeper if you don't think you need a competition. If Ramsdale was their guy, they wouldn't sign someone.
okay, so I'm gonna bring up a point. Okay, Kepa, $80 million. Chelsea paid him. I mean, paid him.
Yeah. But then they went out and bought Mendy.
They went out and bought Mendy. Now they bought Mendy for less than they bought Kepa for. However, Kepa will still play in cup games that are arguably like, we're competing for a cup. Why are we not starting our guy who is our starter in the Premier League, our starter in Champions League? Why are they playing Kepa in games to win a cup? Matt
Because
Turner's
they don't
only
care
game
about
time.
cups.
Well, you should care about cups. Cups are important.
I understand, but certain
But hear me
programs,
out.
certain
Matt Turner's
managers want the Champions League more than a cup. They don't care about the domestic success.
You're true. Matt Turner's only going to play in the FA Cup and like domestic cups. It's always going to play in. He won't see game time. I'm telling you.
I think he can start over Ramsdale.
It's English bias, though. They're going to start Ramsdale because he's an England international. It doesn't matter. Matt Turner.
Listen, but at the end of the day, they're going to want respects. They're going to want results and they want respect. So they're not going to respect Matt Turner coming in.
It's Arsenal.
But he steps in and he's going to get a win. He's going to get a performance.
It's Arsenal. I'm not expecting them to go for results. They're a bottled team. They're not good.
Yeah, they don't want to be like Everton and risk relegation. You don't want that. Arsenal should win. They need to look to win. They have so much young talent. That's why I think Matt Turner wins. You can bring in backups in the midfield. You can bring in backups in the back line.
Matt Turner's not young talent, though. Matt Turner's 27.
That's prime. He's in his prime.
But Matt Turner 24.
I understand. So Matt Turner is sitting here. If I'm Matt Turner, and I don't think I have a chance to be the starting goalkeeper at Arsenal, I am wasting my time going there. I would rather start in the MLS every single game.
He has no choice over the matter.
He can disagree to the contract and he moves on with his life.
Yeah, but
he signed the contract. He can reject the contract and stay at the Revolution.
He did. You're right. But does it look now? Here's the thing. This is a business as well. He has to take care of his wife, and I have no clue if he has kids, but he's got to take care of his kids if he has some.
Got to take care of the family. Yeah,
correct. MLS has grown, as we said, tremendously. Wages going up, right? Matt Turner is probably doubling, maybe even tripling what he made in the MLS in 1 year, maybe at Arsenal. I don't know though, but he's going to take care of his family. Him declining a contract to play for Arsenal doesn't mean the New England Revolution are going to pick him back up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have to
But why would they not pick him up though?
But he's going to have to take guaranteed money, because if you have a team where a European team is coming in to buy you, you're really helping. So he's really helping New England Revolution here, not hurting them. Mm-hmm. He's hurting them, but helping them. Now, if he doesn't sign the contract, the release clause gets taken away and Arsenal get their money back. That will hurt Revolution. And they might not want to sign him after he did that to them. And he might not want to sign them after declining to play for a huge club with some of the best competition day in and day out. They're going to question his morals and question what kind of guy he is.
And someone else would catch him. He said, I want to play. Then someone else would pick him up. It's about results. It's about results. He would have been picked up. Every team in the MLS would, if he left and stayed in the Revolution, they would have jumped at the bit to get him.
Fair.
I just think it says here, Turner is expected to play as backup. That's the expectation. That's from expectation from the media. That's where I'm going with this, from the media. But his lifelong ambition to play in the Prem. Yeah, it's a dream. But there has to be, Matt Turner wouldn't go there and say, can't wait to go sit on the bench at Arsenal. That's not your mindset. He has to think he has a chance to play. You don't do that. You don't want to risk your career. Like, West Coast sponsorship right now. Like, I know sponsorships are everything, but he should take and look at the history with other U.S. goalkeepers. Tim Howard was able to make it. Zach Steffen, the only reason why this man right here is able to have a dirty jersey at the end of the night is because of Zach Steffen's inconsistency and irregular playing time at Manchester City. I'm not saying his talent doesn't deserve it. His talent deserves playing time. At that level, you're at the U.S. national team, you're all about the same. But the reason why he got a chance to see the field is because of Zach Steffen's irregular playing time.
Okay, but let me raise a question now, because you're kind of tripping over words right now. You just said Matt Turner is going to Arsenal because he believes he will play and he has a chance to play. Mm-hmm. Zach Steffen went to Man City with Ederson, who was world class at the time of Zach Steffen's transfer. Why does Zach Steffen go to Man City if he doesn't think he's not going to play at Man City? Ederson is world class, winning Premier League titles, competing in Champions League, and playing extremely well for Brazil. Mm-hmm. Zach Steffen did not go to Man City trying to win the job because he might have tried, but he was never going to win it.
Exactly. So I don't think
he's a goalkeeper who came from the MLS playing competition that was subpar at best compared to Manchester City with Aguero and Sterling, Mahrez. Mm-hmm. You have world-class players who are on the world stage, who are making a ton of money per week. Mm-hmm. Zach Steffen was never winning that job. Why did he go to Man City?
The money.
Exactly.
Childhood ambition. I know, but it's not a great look. It's going to hurt the U.S. men's national team, this move, in my opinion, if he does not get regular play time.
Now I'm going to make a bold. I'm just
your top two at that point. I don't know. Berhalter is a funny man. He's a funny man.
Funny is a word to use. I don't know
because John Brooks, where is he? He should be in that lineup. And they just said, see ya. I'm Greg Berhalter. I don't like you. Get out of my camp. That's exactly what he did. Yes. Especially with Robinson going down with Achilles. He should at least be taken a look at. He hasn't even been given a chance.
Robinson plays outside back.
I understand, but you
John
need
Brooks
help.
Is a center back. You do have help.
You need help. John Brooks should be in there. You need help. You need people. I understand Robinson plays on the outside back, but at that point,
listen, we can go into who should start for the men, who should be in the camp for the men's national team for this World Cup. We can go into it because John Brooks should not be in this camp. He shouldn't be. The way that the center backs have played.
Miles Robinson, Anthony Robinson is your outside back. Miles is the center back that went down. So I think you got your Robinsons confused. But that's what I'm saying. John Brooks needed in there. You need John Brooks and you need Walker Zimmerman.
Carter Vickers, Walker Zimmerman.
John Brooks, he has the experience. John Brooks has played in the World Cup. There's not that many guys on this team that have. And he scored. He scored against Ghana. He had a dream. Man had a dream, and he did it.
I feel like you're forgetting about a singular player that is going to start next to Walker Zimmerman in this next World Cup.
Who, Richards?
Correct.
Yes, I think that is a fine choice.
He is a baller.
He is a fine choice. He's a fine choice. I know about Richards because one of my college teammates played with him in the youth, their youth club back in Georgia.
Hoffenheim. That man is at Hoffenheim putting in work. I mean, he's hurt, or he was, but
he'll be healthy. But I think we need John Brooks. You need him. What happens if an injury happens? You need a dude with experience. That's why Yedlin's still around.
Yedlin's around because Yedlin's still class.
You could choose Cannon over Yedlin if you wanted. That's exactly because that's what Berhalter is doing right now. In terms, he's basically saying, John Brooks, you're not playing because I don't like you. That is what he's doing. Or John Brooks is talented enough and class enough to be in there, and he has the experience. So unless something is happening behind closed doors in that locker room that none of the media, none of the public are made aware of,
but
sure.
I don't know if John Brooks was class for like Wolfsburg this year. I don't think he.
But is he class for the men's national team?
Okay. Well, Carter
because you're splitting hairs. You're like, oh, maybe he wasn't up to par in Bundesliga. But is he good enough to be in our men's national team, to be a part of the 25, 23 that go to Qatar?
Okay, so
I think he is.
But we were just talking about, so every position on the field is about form. You're in form, you're not in form. Goalkeeper, prime example.
Goalkeeper is so different. That's why you need form at goalkeeper. I understand.
Agree.
You can miss matches as a sub. You can sit on the bench and not play a little bit. You can get back in, but goalkeeper is just like, yes, they play soccer, but it is such a different sport.
No, I agree.
Job is different.
Goalkeeper is all about form. So is center back, though. And having a
center back is having trust.
having a pairing that is played with some of these goalkeepers that are in camp. Brooks hasn't played with Stefan or Turner or Horvath or Johnson enough.
Because of Berhalter.
Because Johnson's a little older. But he hasn't played with them enough.
Because of Berhalter.
Which is, I'm not saying Berhalter's right or wrong. All I'm saying is John Brooks should not be in this camp if he has no form of relationship with Walker Zimmerman, Carter Vickers.
I hear your point.
Any of our center backs. So do we bring him in? Maybe, but here's a question. Do we bring him in for that veteran leadership that has scored against Ghana, that has been in 2010 or 20, that did play a little bit, for high class teams in the Bundesliga, which is it's an okay league. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do we bring him in for camp and for the World Cup just to say, here's a veteran leader who can talk to our guys like Carter Vickers and our guys like, Robinson and our guys like Richards to build them up and give them like pointers as to how to defend against world-class talent? Maybe we do that instead, but he should never see the field under Greg Berhalter right now.
Right now, I hear your point, but my point, he should have been here a long time ago. I think he should have been here a long time ago. And Greg Berhalter has shot himself in the foot by annexing him for so long, because at a time when they need him most, it doesn't make sense to bring him.
But will it be most if Miles Robinson comes back from his Achilles before the World Cup?
It's an Achilles, man. I don't know if there's a chance he gets back. Like, I don't think he gets back in time no matter what. I think an Achilles is 8 months.
I thought he tore it, but I thought he tore it late. Early. I thought he tore it January.
Let's see. He ruptured it. Yeah.
Wait, click on that recent link. Is it May?
May 9th. He ruptured it. May 6th. May 9th.
Oh, I thought it was early.
It's an 8-month process. So he's gone. Gone.
It was early.
Because that's May, June, July, August, September, October. That's it's a 6 to 8 months. So you're pushing it and everything gets right. And then he's going to be jumping in with 0 play time. And an Achilles is it's the hardest injury in sports to bounce back from. The hardest. It could not have been at a worse time.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God.
So that's why we had all summer. You had the June qualifiers to get him in there and get him some work. You had time, and you should have brought him in before, because a good manager would have had their best players in rotation. There had been camps without Christian Pulisic. There had been these backup camps. I digress. We need him.
Fair. I didn't. Miles Robinson not being able to play big time, but there is not a lack of talent at center back. I mean,
there's not a lot of talent. That's why you need a guy who's been there before. That's why you need a guy.
I don't know. I just think there's.
But here's our predicted squad.
Like, okay, Tim Ream, great name. I completely forgot about him. Plays at Fulham. Great center back for us.
Mm-hmm.
Great center back.
Here's our defense right here. Walker Zimmerman,
Aaron Long, another one who's been phenomenal.
Serginho Dest, Yedlin, George Bello, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Reggie Cannon, Chris Richards.
Okay,
if we're walking in,
play outside,
we walk
inside.
Yeah, so the flexibility piece is there. I think he should be there as an outside. Like, he's going to play center back, but he should have been brought into the camp no matter what because of the flexibility.
Yeah. Okay.
But what makes me our starting four here should be Yedlin, I think. Because where I was going, I was going to take Yedlin over Robinson. But
bold.
It is bold. That's what I was thinking. I could see left back is up for competition. I think.
Well, that's an automatic starter.
Let me agree. Well, yes. So Dest is going to end up probably playing. He's a right back. We know that. But very well could play left. If Yedlin goes in the lineup, Dest goes to left back. That's my thing. But I think Anthony Robinson has done enough to secure that starting spot. So you have Walker Zimmerman, Dest, Anthony Robinson. Who do you stick in here at center back? Do you start Chris Richards?
I love Chris Richards. I mean,
out of these seven, I choose Chris Richards. But if John Brooks was there,
Tim Ream's name is not even listed.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's because they're getting some of these young guys. Like I think John Brooks should have a spot. He should have had a spot in the camps and he should have had a spot with this team. That's my thing. And that's a mountain I'm willing to kind of die on there. John Brooks should have been around for this World Cup.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like this list, this predicted list. Mm-hmm. Where is the Daryl DK of the world?
That's the biggest question, the number 9 position. I think that's fair.
I agree.
DK should be in there, I think, because at the number 9, because this is, I think, looking at this, you're saying Tim Weah is playing your 9 with Jesus Ferreira. And then you have Haji Wright. You have Haji Wright to get him some experience as a youngin'.
But Haji Wright has not been impressive at camp.
But it's a guy who Pulisic likes.
Yeah, but if it's a guy, we talked about this earlier. You don't go for guys. You go for wins in the World Cup, biggest stage.
That's Berhalter. If you're going for wins, John Brooks should be in this. You can't tell me John Brooks is not one of the United States 7 best defenders. Well, 8 best defenders because Miles Robinson's not in this list. I think he's there.
I don't.
He may not be one of the best.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think John Brooks is there. I think John Brooks is done.
It's because Greg Berhalter has said goodbye, good sir. He should be there still.
Which
he should be there still.
Okay.
He may not be top 7, 8, but he's amongst the best 4 center backs we have.
Yeah, okay, maybe amongst the 4 best center backs. I disagree, but you also have to think. Again, Chris Richards can play outside and inside. So there's one guy who can play center back and
you need a flex.
Back. Correct.
Reggie Cannon is a wing back.
Walker Zimmerman is arguably our best center back.
He's the best because he's been there for everything.
He's solidified. I think he's our best center back.
Walker Zimmerman raised lots of eyebrows when he first got put into Berhalter's camp way back when he was first given the position.
Oh, jeez. I did not like it.
But he's been around that. But that's what I'm saying. But look, that's my point here. Berhalter loves what Zimmerman offers. He's here. He's been there the whole time. He hates John Brooks for some reason, and that's why he's never been here. At this level, you have to get rid of whatever personal vendettas you have. You need your best. What? That's 3, 10, 16, 23. You need your best 23.
Correct.
And John Brooks should have been the best 23 throughout this entire cycle.
Okay, so you like John Brooks. Now I'm going to say one thing. I don't like Paul Arriola. Why is he in our camp?
Arriola, not a fan. I'm with you on that one.
I don't understand that. That's questionable.
Not a fan of it.
Because, I mean, and I see Christian Roldan's name. He's been phenomenal in the MLS this year.
Mm-hmm.
But one name I don't see is, I think his name is Tillman. We just got him from Germany.
Tillman's, yep. He should be. I don't know when. Know when this was listed, but Tillman's should be in there. I don't know when this article was kind of made.
If you scroll up, it might be up top. There it is.
June 15th. So Kyle Bond, probably a United States soccer casual. I'm calling him out. He's a United States soccer casual.
Yeah, this guy is.
Tillman's should be in the lineup. I think that's a huge boost.
Okay, if I didn't see Luca De La Torre in that list, I was gonna lose it.
De La Torre is a sneaky, quiet name that's gonna make some noise here. He's made some noise lately. He's kind of one that when he was brought into some of these camps, I'm like kind of head scratcher, like, huh, interesting. Like I wonder what Berhalter's plan is here. But I've enjoyed the way he plays. There's a little like of a fire with him, when we've seen him play these other games.
He's
like
my favorite player.
He has that it factor. Like he's a guy like Reyna. Like I think here's one of my bigger hot takes with the men's national team sometimes. I really think if you just took away names, took away attachments of history, I think you can make, just watching play, I think you can make an extremely solid argument that if Gio Reyna did not have the last name of Reyna, could be and should be the face of the United States men's national team.
I'm going to disagree only because, again, if we're going to take away names and we're going to take away everything associated with the players and you just watch them play one game, everyone's healthy, everyone's in form. Mm-hmm. Weston McKennie is the man who makes the U.S. national team run.
These two right here. And then if you even go back when the U.S. played their C team versus Mexico, this man right next to them.
You think Kellen Acosta?
That man was the captain of the team. Every set piece he plays, absolute money.
I'm going to say this. Sneaky right here.
I think that should be our starting three midfielders right there.
No chance you just said that. Leaving out the guy to the right of Kellen Acosta.
I know, Yunus Musa. Musa, here's my admit for Musa. I understand Musa might be better. But I think Musa, they're interchangeable to an extent.
No, they are not.
They bring you different. They bring you different play styles. So against certain teams, I think it might work better.
I agree. They bring different play styles.
I feel like Musa is more. I think you get more out of Kellen Acosta if he's in your starting lineup. That's my view. I understand. I think Yunus Musa starts.
Okay, so
I think he starts.
I'm going to disagree. Oh, I do. I agree. I agree on that. He starts. Kellen Acosta, Yunus Musa are not interchangeable at all. No. Kellen Acosta, Tyler Adams, and Weston McKennie. Tyler Adams maybe becomes your 8. His best position is a 6.
He should be the 6.
Is a 10 sometimes for our men's national team. At Juve, under Pirlo, when Pirlo was there, he was phenomenal in the 8 role. That's his best position. Kellen Acosta is a 6. Tyler Adams is already there. Tyler Adams is light years better than Acosta. Weston McKennie is your 8. Musa is the 10.
That dynamic guy. Yeah.
Team.
Oh, definitely.
El Salvador game. That man had the engine that kept us in that game, created chances, got the red card on El Salvador, created havoc in the midfield, came back from the 10, ran back, defended, got the ball, ran through the entire midfield, played the ball off, to run. The guy tackled him for a straight red. I mean, that guy.
Listen, I like Musa. Don't get me wrong. I like Musa quite a bit.
And I think Kellen Acosta is our 5th best midfielder.
So, since you think Kellen Acosta is our fifth best midfielder. What's your lineup? What is your lineup? I'm intrigued.
All right. Hot take.
Oh.
Sean Johnson goal.
I was about to say, are you going to stick with Sean Johnson?
Heck, okay. Yes. Okay, Sean Johnson and goal.
Not my pick. Well, let's do this. We'll go. You pick a position, like you give your take, my take, back and forth kind of thing. So you say Sean Johnson. Yeah. I say Matt Turner.
All right. I'm going to go Walker Zimmerman and
it doesn't have to be off of this list.
Okay, I'm going to go Walker Zimmerman and Cameron Carter-Vickers as my center backs.
Okay. I would pick Walker Zimmerman and probably Chris Richards.
Okay.
I need to see them play together, though. I need them to get as many reps as possible together.
Which, unfortunately, I think they just won't before the World Cup.
I know, but I think that's your bet, because what's going to need to happen is you're going to need center backs that can one-on-one defend and are athletic. And that man's athletic. Like, that's what we need, because they're going to be more skilled than us. So we just got to be athletic enough to keep up with them. And when we get beat, we need to be athletic enough to chase them down and make a play. That's what I'm looking at here.
Correct. Which is why I'm going to go with Serginho Dest and Anthony Robinson as my outside backs.
I like that as well for the set pieces with Anthony Robinson. And I like Dest going forward. The one thing that hurts me, though, is when we play Pulisic on the left and Dest on the right. I want to see those two play together on the same flank so badly.
Okay, well, I'm going to get into something in a second as to why he needs to play on the right and Pulisic on the left.
Okay.
Here's my midfield. Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and Yunus Musa.
Okay. My midfield's not too far. I have the same. So I think we need to put Adams at the 6, McKennie at the 8.
Yeah.
Acosta could be there. Like, if you put Acosta in the lineup,
no.
Like, you have 2 8s. If you put Musa at the 10. But I'm going to say for our most dynamic. Yeah. So I'm going to say that's what I'm thinking. Like, when we play team like England, when we play England, I like Acosta because you have to be a bit more defensive and you have to win set piece battles. But when we need to take it to a team, that's why you like Yunus Musa. And that's why I like Yunus Musa coming off the bench. That's why I said Acosta fits in most standard lineups. And I think Yunus Musa is more there come 60th minute or halftime. We're going to say, all right, we're in, like 60th minute is the perfect minute, because that's the moment you rest. We're in this game and we need to score, or, oh crap, we're not in this game. Let's play for a draw.
Now, I'm going to say, I don't like the Count Acosta pick still. So I'm going to say a game against England, Tyler Adams, Luca De La Torre play rotating 6s, and Weston McKennie is your 8. He's your engine in your midfield. Again, like you said, maybe 60th minute. I'm thinking more like 55.
Well, it's just a number. It's a feel. It's a feel, but just a general idea.
Yunus Musa needs to come on the field in a game against England if it's 0-0, where we can have
it is 0-0 and we feel confident enough that we can maybe sneak one past them.
We need a goal. Let's go.
If we're sitting there and we realize, if we're sitting there though versus England, and it's like we don't have the chance, we just need to sit back and hold for a tie, don't make the move. But if you have that gut feeling, and you're only going to know this come match day.
True.
Where you can push Musa forward. But I see what you're saying.
Now my forwards, Brennan Aronson and Gio Reyna out wide with Christian.
Are you not picking Pulisic?
No, Pulisic is playing as my 9.
I'm giving you a hard time.
But he's not a 9. He's a false 9. Drops in, gets the ball around, like, say Yunus Musa's our 10. He's playing a false 9. Musa's under him. But exactly, Pulisic comes back, gets a ball. Musa breaks off, goes, makes a run. Maybe they interchange real quick, then spray a ball to one of the 2 genius little boys out wide, Aronson and Reyna, and we go.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. What also, counter argument to yours, but same play style. You can even drop Aronson and let that 9. And same with Reyna. So if we go with that lineup, I very well want our offensive attack to be kind of an overload ball side attack. And then when you overload the ball side, it's primarily going to be Dest's side, so right back. And that's going to, and when we feel confident enough, we can sneak our key. I think the key to the game could be right here. I think this is someone who sneakily could be the golden boot for the United States. Set pieces, crosses, sneaking forward on that backside. Because my nightmare as a goalkeeper is when I see overload ball side. Because then you pull all your resources to one side. So all these teams are going to pull their resources to the left. And you're going to have your right back looking ball side. And here comes Robinson cutting face for headers.
Now, here's what I'm going to say.
It could very well happen. Or you have some dynamic play. And then you have a cutback to a guy like McKennie, you know, or
if you're going to have Pulisic on the left, Dest is playing right back, solid right back. Overload ball side on the left side. You have Aronson and Dest together on the right. Lethal out wide. Brendan Aronson is a creator.
Agreed.
He is quick on the dribble, quick off the dribble, and Dest is very pacey going forward. Barcelona used Serginho Dest this year in ways that they almost used like Dani Alves in his prime, where you get him going forward. So that's why Dest needs to be on the opposite side of Pulisic, because Pulisic needs to go create, but have a defensive-minded Anthony Robinson behind him, whereas you have Serginho Dest being able to go forward with a Brendan Aronson whose work rate hopefully continues to get higher in the Prem, who can drop in as Dest goes forward, and then we still have the same numbers in the back, but we have a creative Dest who can whip in balls, who whipped in balls all year long for Barcelona, who was creative in La Liga, and who really kind of turned himself around under Xavi ball. Maybe we see a little bit of prime assist man, Dani Alves coming to the United States, but in the name of Serginho Dest.
I like
we look very clean on the right side and the left side.
I agree. I like that. So.
But get Paul Areola out of here. Why is man in here?
Facts.
Red card in 3 minutes?
I think Darren DK should be there.
I will give Paul Areola credit. He's a very hard worker. Comes on with his hair on fire, runs around, doesn't care, will get stuck into tackles, reckless at times. But if we're going to bring on a guy like that, why not bring on Tim Weah?
Yeah, I agree. I see that. But I think you got a guy, Paul Areola, in your camp because of the madness he brings. Like with that attitude, like run through a brick wall, I'm going to go sprint for, if it's 25 minutes, 25 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, I'm going to go sprint 5 minutes like crazy. I think that's why you have him. I think there's other options to look at. I think that's why you argue him. But my one thing, Daryl DK, I think some of his recent transfer hurt him a little. Not seeing the field, going on a scoreless goal drought for some time.
Some injury did not help.
Injury as well. I think that's why he's not in this predicted lineup. Very well could be there. My one question I pose, we kick Paul Areola out, DK in. I like that. DK's a 9. He brings you that standard traditional 9 if needed in the right moments. Where do you think Tillmans fits into this?
Tillman's more of a midfielder, though. Like,
so do you think? Do we remove? I understand. Agree. He's kind of that mid wing, like a lot of these guys. Reyna, mid wing. Arison, technically a cam. So is Reyna. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Pulisic played the cam for when he was younger. Now he's out in the wide. So I mean, all those guys kind of interchangeable. I can see that. My question is though, what name here says goodbye for Tillmans? Is it Paul Areola?
No, because if we're bringing in Daryl DK, Paul Areola is gone already.
Well, what's Berhalter doing? If you're Berhalter, do you kick out Areola for DK?
No.
Or do you kick out Areola for Tillmans?
If I'm Greg Berhalter, I'm kicking out Haji Wright and putting in Daryl DK. Okay. Haji Wright has one appearance or two appearances now. Productive in one solely because Christian Pulisic says, "You're one of my good friends from youth. Here's the ball. Take a pen." Penalty was shaky. Confidence, maybe not there. One app, right?
Yeah, and one appearance, first time, and Pulisic says, "Here, take the ball from me."
Correct.
Everybody's can't fault him for that.
But second appearance, El Salvador has chances, can't score. Goes left-footed, has a shot, puts it wide, has chances to get the ball held up. Again, bad conditions, terrible conditions. I don't know why we played there in that sort of field where ACLs were very easily susceptible to tearing.
Because it's El Salvador. They want a chance to win.
Correct. But
it's the exact same reason why the U.S. took who? El Salvador, was it, to Minnesota in -32?
Oh, yeah, that was.
Was it El Salvador? Like, that's why. Like,
I don't know.
Or was it?
It was somebody.
Regardless,
maybe. Yeah, whatever.
Honduras or El Salvador, one of those two countries. But you guys get the point we're making here.
Now,
home field advantage.
Yeah, but here's the point. Haji Wright is, plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. Okay, very respectable club.
Respectable.
However, again, 2 appearances. His only real claim to fame is his buddy great youth career with Christian Pulisic. Now, Daryl Dike at Orlando came out just balls to the wall, scoring goals. Gets a transfer, goes. I think he's
silent. Goes to a ghost. He's a ghost.
But he wasn't a ghost at first. He was
like, that's why he
productive.
That's why I said the transfer hurt.
Very productive at where is he?
Well, we'll pull it up. I'm pretty sure he's obviously
in the championship still. He's in England. Is it? It's one of the higher top teams in the championship because they were fighting for promotion when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
pull it up.
I'm trying to think.
Wi-Fi is running slow here in the studio.
I'm trying to think. Where did he go?
Daryl Dike, American professional soccer player who plays as a striker for West Brom.
Yeah, Okay, perfect. He was.
On paper,
it wasn't West Brom. It was. It was Barnsley before, where he was scoring goals and looking phenomenal in very short amount of appearances. And all of a sudden, now he goes to West Brom, doesn't look maybe as sharp. But I don't think he has that many appearances. I think it's like under 5.
Very minimal. Yeah, American, England.
Very small sample size. He got hurt. Very small sample size. Looked amazing at Barnsley. I think he had close to 10 goals in maybe 20, 25 appearances. 20, I don't know. Whatever the number is. Good output. He needs to be here over Haji Wright. I think it's simple.
Okay. So, one name that popped in my head in this conversation. I can't wait to see your reaction to this. The striker, the forward, the winger, the whatever you call it, the whatever you need it. Stanford prodigy, Jordan Morris. I don't understand how this man's name has slipped my mind for so long. He was supposed to be the hero of American soccer. He was supposed to be the hero of American soccer before Pulisic. Then his knee said bye-bye for a little bit.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. It said bye.
But the dude, you could argue he is more deserving of a World Cup appearance than any name on this list.
Morris dunks on a dude at El Salvador, scores a good goal. Okay. 220 TLs. Fought through everything. Was behind Josie Altidore for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Looked, solid coming up. Thought he was going to be our next solid 9. He's not. Is he deserving? Yes. But we talked earlier, wins matter.
Yes.
But
I think he can do it. I think he really can do it for us.
I'm going to name 2 players that I think are better than Jordan Morris.
Okay.
Pepe.
Pepe Reina?
Pepe. No, Ricardo Pepe.
Oh, wait. Why did I say Pepe Reina is a goal? Bro, my fault. Ricardo Pepe. Pepe Reina.
Pepe,
another video I'm doing with Pepe Reina.
Josh Sargent.
Sargent. Agreed. That's what hurts. There are names here that should be there. Like over Areola, Pepe.
And we didn't even name Mihailovic is on this list that you had earlier.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, not impressed at all.
Agreed. That's why I kind of ignored it because it's just like.
So that's a name that needs to go too. Paul Areola. And you know what? I read somewhere that in every World Cup team you need experience. So the John Brooks take
John Brooks.
Again, John Brooks take was good.
Our only experience there is Yedlin.
I'm gonna reach very far here.
Are you gonna say Josie?
Far. Michael Bradley needs to come in and help our midfield.
Ooh.
And maybe, I don't know if he's still playing. He may be some low level. I don't know. Jermaine Jones. You remember that name?
Jermaine Jones. Yes, I know Jermaine Jones. Jermaine Jones. I think Jermaine Jones has been a little retired for too long, I think.
Okay, then bring him on. Do something with him because we need someone. Yunus Musa, I think, in my opinion, and Weston McKennie are the only 2 who play with a fire that want to get into every tackle, that want to punish people when they tackle. Jermaine Jones was the punisher for that 2014 World Cup team.
Unfortunately, I think Jermaine Jones is a little too far gone. Been retired for 4 years.
Then bring in Michael Bradley.
Okay, that's a hot take. It's a hot take.
Go. Michael Bradley.
It's respectable, but it is a respectable take because that man wore the armband for so long.
And I'm going to say another name.
You got my mind thinking. Over Mihailovic, I might take the experience.
Now, there have also been a few names that have been thrown around. One of them, local hero, Brandon Vasquez, playing our 9. Okay. 0 appearances. None.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Doesn't help him. However, if he's scoring goals in the MLS, outproducing Jesus Ferreira at FC Dallas, who he was good, scored 4 goals against Granada, looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
However,
it's Granada. I know what you mean. I'm not talking about your pronunciation of it.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. Granada and Morocco, guys. That's who we're playing. I think
it's 4 goals. That's hard to do.
4 goals is impressive nonetheless.
I'm gonna be. I mean, I don't think I'm scoring 4 goals against the worst Division 3 team in America.
You'd be surprised. There are some bad teams out there.
Okay, I know there are, but
I know what you're saying. 4 goals is impressive nonetheless, whoever you are.
Exactly.
Especially,
Messi.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we live in a world where we're saying it's not that bad. Messi does it, Ronaldo does it, but they don't do it often. And they're the greatest to ever play the game. Anytime
you have a 4-goal performance is impressive. It takes some luck, but it's impressive nonetheless,
correct.
No matter who you are.
Now,
where you
Jesus
are,
Ferreira is deserving to be in this list. Haji Wright, I don't know. So Brandon Vasquez.
Jordan Morris.
Could he come
over Haji Wright? So I know you're talking about World Cup experience. So if the U.S. makes it in 2018, your star striker at that point would be who else than number 13, Jordan Morris. Jordan Morris is a name that I could see there. Whenever Pulisic is not in the starting lineup, guess who's there? Jordan Morris. He always is. He always is. Because I've made comments about it in the past. Why is Jordan Morris in the lineup over Pulisic? Pulisic and him together is a nice pairing.
Yeah, no,
I really think Jordan Morris could very well be kind of the answer to like some of these questions we have surrounding our national team about the number 9 position. Like, he's just someone that's been around the team for such a long time. Like a Giassi Zardes type. I know Giassi Zardes.
That's who was our striker in 2018.
He could be, it was him and Morris.
And
him, Morris, Altidore.
Christian Roldan was also very prevalent.
So let's look. I just want to look at something. Let's take a moment. I want to pull up for us the USA 2014 South Africa, our last appearance in a World Cup, in the roster for that.
What name am I forgetting on?
Oh, wait, no. Excuse me. Why am I? 2018 was Brazil. Yeah, we weren't in Brazil. Okay, I'm right.
No, 2018 was Russia. 2014 was 2014 was 2014.
Oh,
was
2010.
Brazil,
2010 South Africa. So we were Brazil. So regardless, last World Cup was 2014.
Correct.
That my bad. I was going back through nostalgia too much. I was thinking of the South Africa FIFA World Cup. That was absolute banger of a video game.
Yeah.
My life has not been the same since that moment that game was released. Man, going back through we're time traveling here to the United States of America. World Cup roster 2014. So what this was is this is the final 23, and you guys saw there was a projections of starting 11, but same 23 dudes. This is the final list. So we had Tim Howard, Brad Guzan, Nick Raimondo, DeMarcus Beasley, Matt Beasler, John Brooks, Jeff Cameron, Timmy Chandler, Omar Gonzalez, Fabian Johnson, DeAndre Yedlin, Kyle Beckerman, Alejandro Bedoya, Michael Bradley, as you stated, Brad Davis, Mix Discarud, Julian Green, a man who's fell off of planet Earth. Holy. Was a teenager in this World Cup, was viewed as a guy who could be the guy for some time. Kind of just lost it.
Biggest steal from Germany.
A name right here, Graham Zusi. Talk about winding back the clock. Arguably one of the greatest goal scorers of his generation.
He was very how do I put this? Very creative in the final third.
Very, very. And then Chris Wondolowski, two of...
That's like a Paul Areola name.
You could argue that this man right here, Wondolowski and Graham Zusi, were the two best attackers of their youth academy generation. From not like their youth academy, but their years of moving up through the ranks together. Those were the two best attackers of that of that core of that.
Wondolowski was supposed to come in and be our, again, him and Josie were supposed to be our two guys at the 9.
The hamstring changed everything.
Notice there was a picture of none other than Landon Donovan at the top, and he didn't make this list. Now,
he wasn't on the
team. Big question mark was, should Wando be in the list or should Landon Donovan?
Donovan. You bring your stars. You bring your best.
I
and so look, I know Jordan Morris is no Landon Donovan, but in similar terms, Jordan Morris
but
is Landon Donovan, and Wondolowski is Haji.
Wondolowski's more Paul Areola.
Or Areola.
Haji Wright is more Aaron
make life easier for me by making it that choice then. But that's what I'm saying. Like Jordan Morris should be there over Ariola, in my opinion.
Agree.
Morris scores goals, comes up big, and he's a guy who, one, deserves it. I know it's not about who's more deserving than another, but it sure does help his case. But you're talking about bringing back the captain of this squad, really. I know him and Jermaine Jones split time with the band during their times, but you're talking about bringing this man back. Because looking at this
it was
right
more
now,
Michael Bradley and Timmy splitting the band.
Fair. But we all knew Timmy was the captain of this squad, band or no band. Your keeper's always that dude for you most of the time.
Yeah.
So we're looking at this. There's one name that we could bring back, two names. You think three. That's it. Like, this is a new squad. And I think
No, I don't think Michael Bradley will come back. I'm just saying, experience-wise, you want experience for a midfield
it's intriguing.
Young. I mean,
Young.
Tyler Adams, young. Yunus Musa, 18, 19. Weston McKennie, 23. The oldest dude in that group, Kellen Acosta, I think. And even then, he's like, what, 28?
Mm-hmm. So one thing that's interesting, 2019 was when an article was wrote, but Michael Bradley wasn't ruling out 2022. And on April 5th, Doug McIntyre of Fox Sports, probably one of the more respectable soccer writers in America, says, here are our biggest question marks: finding a starting striker, finding a way to get Zach Steffen games. That's not happening. Figure out where to play Gio Reyna, full-time captain, identify the right backups and experience. And I know he had that listed at number 5. I think that should be much higher up the list. I think that should be fighting in the same breath to be number 1 with finding our true 9, or what we're doing with our front 3.
The captain is not questioned. It's Pulisic.
It's Pulisic, yeah. Regardless, leaders emerge under pressure.
Yeah.
So if you're wearing a band, if you're not wearing a band, who gives? You got guys that are leaders in that squad with Pulisic, McKennie.
True.
Matt Turner, your keeper, stands up in big moments. Matt Turner seems to be a more vocal presence than Steffen, in my opinion. I like watching the game, the mannerisms. Like Matt Turner reminds me more of Tim Howard than Zach Steffen.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Matt Turner, when plays happen, I know some people don't like this, but me as a goalkeeper, I notice he yells at his defenders. Not in like a negative manner, maybe. We can't hear the voice, but he's expecting better of them. And that comes with a big bond, and he's there encouraging his players as well, which is huge.
It's not really like you said, he's not yelling. He's just more telling them
being a vocal
exactly
leader.
What they already know. Like, you got beat. You have to be better. That guy should not be beating you. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to beat you. The one time just happened. So make the other 9 times that he should never beat you happen the next time you face him.
Right. And I think that comes with some game time.
Yeah.
Like Steffen, that's not his role at City. If he did that at City, some players would kind of look at him like, bro, you're the backup goalkeeper. Like, I'm our starter. I'm our leader, not you, type of thing. Or Matt Turner has command of this team.
Maybe.
So
we'll see who starts. I mean,
agreed. I do like that idea of Michael Bradley though, being number 23 on the team, like being man number 23, man number 21.
He's never played, but he's got a voice.
He has got a voice, and Berhalter is a funny man, as we like to say.
I don't like
questionable,
Berhalter, but that is what it is.
Behind the back pass sensation. So, but now we're going to dive into the FIFA World Cup 2022 group stage and group stage draw. And we're going to look at what is out there and what path some of these teams are going to have to go through to make it to the next. Right here, we got it. There we go. So, obviously, Group A. Let's just take some. There's going to be some groups we care more about, some groups that we care less about, some groups that are more unpredictable than others, or some groups that are very more predictable than others.
This group is predictable easily.
So,
Qatar's finishing last.
Okay. Yep. Me too. I have that as well.
Netherlands is 1. Senegal is 2.
Okay. We're not too far off. Okay. We're good. Because the one thing I was curious, I was going to see, I didn't know if you're going to pick Ecuador or Senegal.
Senegal. So much better.
I like Senegal as well. You got Mane out there, right? Mane,
Mendy.
That seals it right there. You got a stud keeper and you got a guy who can score goals.
They have the other Mendy Senegalese?
I believe so. I think he might be. But knowing they have those two seals the deal for me. And I think that allows and sets up Senegal to be pretty well off. AFCON champs, which is big. So, and that's good to see an African nation moving on because it's good. Not only good, it's good for the world. Like you want to see those teams succeed. You don't want to see the same teams. So the Senegal team's kind of emerged lately.
Senegal, they've got players.
Ghana and things. You got these countries, they come up and they got players. Yeah. So this is their year to make a run. So you want to see them do well. Because come 2026, Mane, Mendy, older, 4 years older, going to be on their way down if they qualify. So we see Group A going the same way. Group B.
Revenge tour for the US of A.
Agreed.
Iran lost in 98, 2-1. Revenge tour. Wales. Have we ever played Wales? I feel like we played them in a friendly and lost.
Probably.
2018, 2017.
I think so.
Like that. Whatever it is. And then
I believe it was one of those like pre-World Cup, like, let's get ready. And then we didn't qualify. So
England.
This group can go two ways. The US could top this group if they draw England or find a way to beat England. I don't think it's the most likely case scenario, but
I don't know.
I think England, USA are the two that get out. They're the two that get out. But when I saw that this was the group that the US was drawn into, and then seeing Wales was one of those playoff teams, it was Wales, Ukraine, Scotland for those final three. When I saw those names, this is the team I didn't want to face. I didn't want to see Wales. Personally. Didn't want to see Wales.
No, I agree.
Didn't want to see Scotland. To be honest, I didn't want to see any of those three. I'd choose Ukraine over those three. But this group, Iran, they made a run last time. It's a scary group because the US cannot misstep. If they misstep, they're dead. Because just think, if they lose to England, you cannot slip to Iran or Wales. You can't. You must win. And to be honest, you have to win big. You have to win big because if you get a game versus Iran, so I understand if you can get out. If you win 2 games, you're through. Simple as that,
You could win one, tie one, and be through too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta score big because if you want to be that third team, if the US somehow slips to 3, it comes out of goal differential sometimes. So you gotta win big against these two teams if you can.
Yeah,
it scares me. This is almost like nightmare scenario for the United States. Because if you wanted the pot 1 team everybody wants Qatar is their pot 1 team. They didn't get them. They got probably the best playoff team, in my opinion. They got a team that should be on paper. It should be a favorable matchup. It is a favorable matchup on paper. But knowing how well that Iranian national team played in the last World Cup and knowing how the U.S. is the U.S. of soccer, man, didn't qualify in 2018, loses to teams, takes it to 90 plus against who they played the other day again? Was El Salvador, is that right? took it to the last minute, down to the wire. Like those are games that scare me. The Iranian national team's goalkeeper saved a Ronaldo penalty. Like, I know penalties are penalties. I love penalties as a goalkeeper, but like that's a team who could get hot.
Pulisic puts it away.
You're supposed to put him away.
Pulisic puts it away.
So I think England, US, top 2. I think Wales finishes 3rd.
I think that's a trap. I think Wales could go 2. We could be 3.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like it. I don't like this.
It's a trap. Wales, quality. Ramsey, they got Bale. They have a striker that's quality too. I'm blanking.
Bale plays phenomenal with the national team. Because he's having fun.
England, they have the Greg Berhalter of England. Gareth Southgate, not a great manager, could fumble against the USA.
That's what you have to hope for. That the managerial side, maybe he takes the US too lightly.
We could finish anywhere from 1 to 3. That's what I'm going to say.
Listen, this is setting up very similar to 1770 through 1776. This is the way it's looking up. You got big bad England, who should be at the top, and USA, little USA, trying to fight and take over king, queen, for instance. You gotta do that. Revolutionary War Part 2. I think the US could beat them.
1 through 3. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to give a prediction. We could go 1 through 3.
If the US gets grouped, Berhalter must go.
I think
he must. You fire him the next day.
I have some quality replacements, but we'll talk about that at another time, another day.
I hope we never speak of that day. I hope Berhalter is the coach forever because he wins games. Is that likely? Okay. Look, I don't, but you know what I mean? They're not going to fire a guy who wins, right?
Yeah.
So my dream scenario, Berhalter's the coach forever. Should he be the coach forever? No. But I hope he does because that means the U.S. wins.
Okay. Fair enough.
A group here. Kind of, I don't want to get to the group of death, but
not even close.
The group of scare?
No, it's Argentina and Mexico coming out. Argentina and Mexico are coming out. That's that. Okay. I'm done talking about this. Poland is Lewandowski and nothing, and I can't even name a Saudi Arabian national team player.
So the reason why I bring that up, though, is like a group of scare. Mexico has been this country's little brother this past year.
Little brother, yeah. 2-0.
So against our C team, nonetheless. But what makes me think this is a group of scare? Argentina should come out on top.
Yeah.
But a team like Saudi Arabia can just park the bus against these teams and get draws.
No, it won't happen. No,
it's not likely, but it could
happen. This is like Nigeria. You remember Nigeria?
I understand.
In 2018? Everyone
thought, but look,
they're going to park the bus. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. That Saudi Arabia is getting knocked. They're winning 0 games.
They should not win a single game.
They're going to the bottom.
If they get a single point, it becomes a group of scare because of one man and one man only, Robert Lewandowski. He can score goals. Nonetheless, he scores goals.
He's the only one.
Agreed. I know he's the only one, but he's the best striker in the world. He can cause damage. If he wants to cause damage.
France. So let's go to Group D. We talked.
Kylian Mbappe is Kylian Mbappe. He's up next, but Golden Boot winner.
Are you forgetting the leader?
Karim Benzema?
Thank you. The guy who's going to win
I know. Karim Benzema. So
Jordan Shrug.
We're talking about Group C right now. Poland has the second best player in Group C.
Yeah, for sure. Argentina and Mexico coming out.
Group D, easy money. It's already lined up pretty much how it should be. France and Denmark topping this group. I think Australia finishes 3.
Agreed. Easy.
And unfortunately, no one from here is making it out as that third team because they're both going to take L's.
massive
both going to
L's.
get lost.
Massive.
Like, the only way they don't take massive L's is if I don't know how the schedule looks. The schedule's out, but we're not looking at the schedule at this moment in time. But if Australia catches France on like match day 3 and France is already through and they just throw their not like their bench, but their reserves to rest up for the knockouts, Australia, that's the only way someone gets through. But they're both going to take 2.
I disagree. I don't think anybody's going to rest anybody because you got to go for the top seed. If they
but if it's already sealed.
Yeah, if they have already the seal of first seed.
Because what I'm saying is match day 3, it's France, Australia. France already has head-to-head on Denmark. They have like Tunisia is gone. So they'd finish first no matter what.
Yeah.
That's how you would rest on day 3. It just depends on how the schedule lines up. This one, quick and easy, Spain, Germany, Costa Rica, Japan.
I'm going Germany 1, Spain 2, Japan 3, Costa Rica 4.
Oh, okay. Split hairs. I see you. I was just running it off. Like I think those are going to be the teams that get through. I think Spain, Germany get through. Germany.
Oh yeah, no. Me too. I was just saying, like,
definitely. I think 1 and 2 is 1 and 2 is interchangeable. Would not be shocked to see Spain, Germany draw.
They're going to. I feel like they will. I feel like either they will or there will be some weird striker who comes on for Spain and scores 1 goal and they win.
Yeah.
But
sums up Spain.
This one here. This is the group of
F.
death.
You think group death?
Death.
Group of
Belgium,
death?
Canada, Croatia. I'm putting Morocco at 4.
Oh, okay.
Canada wins CONCACAF. Absurd team. Absurd
Agreed.
team they have. It's the best Canadian team they've ever had. Belgium,
I think Croatia is too old.
I don't know. Luka Modric.
Croatia. So
Croatia has Modric. They have Kovacic. They have Perisic. Modric is boss in midfield right now.
I know.
Looking phenomenal. They're gonna finish 2.
Here's one group. I actually want to look at the Group F schedule because that's gonna influence my decisions. So here's the Group F schedule.
Oh, let's see here.
So
Morocco.
So Morocco, Croatia. So Croatia gets 3 points.
Okay.
Belgium has 3 points. Belgium has 6. Belgium gets 7 or 9. Okay. So Canada now. Let's look at Canada. 0 points.
I'm giving Canada 1.
You're giving them Belgium. A point for okay. So 1.
I think they could.
Okay. So
Canada is going to be Morocco.
The only way this becomes group of death is if Belgium gives up a draw.
Which I think they could.
Which is likely. Belgium's going to walk out of here with 6 or 7 points.
Belgium could slip against, not even slip. Croatia's dominant. You're forgetting they're the runner-up in the 2018 World Cup.
I know they are. So here's Belgium on paper. Should be the best team in this group. Belgium performance lately. Another story. But
you also have to factor in.
So what makes me think Belgium? Who's the man in the net for Belgium?
Thibaut Courtois.
Arguably the best goalkeeper in the world right now.
Correct.
If he's not, I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Hottest goalkeeper in the world right now.
Correct. Now Belgium.
And I think that means everything.
Generation. The golden generation is still available for Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku. They've got their back line of like Alderweireld from Tottenham, and they've got guys who can play.
They have some veteran experience, which is massive.
Yeah, exactly.
The kicker, though.
Tongan, maybe.
So take away the hottest man in the net. Take away him. The X factor for this squad, Hazard. Eden Hazard, not his brother. His brother is going to need to step up. But Eden Hazard, if he can play at top form.
Which is going to be hard.
Agreed.
He's at Real Madrid with Vinicius and all these amazing players out wide.
Agreed. So that's why I think, like, if I think Hazard top form, Belgium tops this group. Because Lukaku's not going to be able to do it on his own.
De Bruyne.
I know. De Bruyne is there. But De Bruyne needs someone to be on the end. You could be the engine, but you need those boys. You need those 2 men up front.
He's been filthy by himself as well, though. Scoring goals, assisting. But yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from.
You're gonna have a team that'll be able to match up, or not match up, but they'll just like isolate him and say, make someone besides Kevin De Bruyne beat us. We can go with the Kevin De Bruyne assist, but they need someone else to be getting the goals.
Look at the Eastern time, 5 a.m. I'm not waking up to watch that game.
Dang, that's brutal. That's gonna be rough. That's Wednesday, November 23rd.
I got class.
That's rough. Yeah, that's what sucks about this. Screw you, Qatar. I want the World Cup in the summer when I have nothing. But that's a whole other conversation. It's a whole nother conversation. But a lot of these games are going to be recorded for sure. Hopefully not spoiled by Instagram and social media, but we'll be keeping up with all. One thing, we need to find a way to do this because if we're not playing, come then, fingers crossed, hope both of us are still playing at that point because that means we're in the college national championships. But we're going to have so much World Cup content coming for you. But I really think Canada, so here's where how I predict this group shaking out. But I feel most likely scenario, Belgium with 7 points or 6 points. And then Croatia at 2, Canada 3. But if Canada, I think Canada could top this group if they get hot and stay hot, and Belgium comes 3 and doesn't move on. I think Croatia
and Belgium for 1 and 2. I think
Croatia will not top the group. Croatia is a lock to move on, but they will not top the group. And I think Canada and Belgium are going to be 1 and 3.
See, but everyone said that in the last World Cup too, and Croatia topped the group. I think Croatia tops.
Okay, Croatia tops for you. Well, we both agree that Croatia moves on. But
yeah, I think
so one of these teams, though, Canada is either going to lose to both these teams or Belgium's going to lose. Like, what's going to happen is Canada is either going to top this group and move on, or they're not going to be close.
I think if a tie comes between Belgium and Canada or Belgium and Croatia, if a tie comes between Canada and Croatia and Canada and Belgium, if Canada gets a draw between either of those teams, they move on. But if they can't get a point against one of those teams, game over.
Okay. I can see that. Another Group G, an interesting group, I think. Obviously, I think we both agree Brazil number 1.
Correct.
But here's where it gets dicey.
I'm giving it to Serbia.
Serbia, okay. I could see that. I agree with that. But it could change. I think those 3 teams, these 3 teams, all very close in skill level and talent.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we'll see who finishes 2. But Brazil goes 1. That's just simple as that.
Definitely. If I had to put money on it right now, I'm betting Serbia to go through.
We're college athletes. We don't bet. But
that's what I said. If, but man, it would not be a confident bet. I'll say that. It would not be a confident bet.
Yeah. Okay.
Now moving. Group H, the last group here. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and the Korea Republic, South Korea.
Yeah, I'm giving them 4. Sorry. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm. I think we go Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, Korea. And I ride Uruguay due to Edison Cavani, and Suarez.
I'm gonna give a hot take. Hot. It's coming hot.
Ghana?
Ghana and Uruguay go through. Portugal does not. Ronaldo should never be talked about as the GOAT of soccer ever again.
I mean, he's not. He's not the most
So
skilled player of all time.
However, people say that, and I don't think if Portugal does not go through in this World Cup, you cannot say he's the GOAT.
Here's where I'm at. You're going to get every little thing left in his tank. And you got a young and spry João Felix.
No. Portugal is amazing. They have such good players. Nunes, great player. Diaz, great player.
That's why I know. I think Portugal finds a way through.
I think that's what I'm like.
I think they slip.
I just said hot take.
I think they slip a game. Hot take. I can see that. I think Portugal very well could slip a game and make it way too tight.
Portugal will go through with Uruguay.
I do agree with you though. A hot take. I think a realistic take. Portugal does not make it easy on themselves in a group that shouldn't be very easy for them. On paper, should be easy, but Portugal being Portugal is going to find a way to make it very hard on themselves.
We'll see who shows up for that Portugal.
USA, Portugal, Germany. Think about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ronaldo didn't even get out of the group stage then. Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah, he did. Goal differential, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was 2014, right?
Yeah, check that. Did he get out?
I think
they did.
I think they were third.
No. They were third. I knew that for sure.
Because I remember it came down to match day 3. Yeah, they were third. The U.S. got second. That's what I'm saying. They have
did we
history.
lose? Did we lose to Portugal on match day 1?
I mean, let's pull it up. Darn. Let's go back.
Look up. Oh, go down. It says Bleacher Report. Oh yeah, we'll do this. Perfect.
Match day 1. If you see it, point out to me.
Nope. Germany beat Portugal.
Germany, a 4-0 drumming. We beat Ghana. John Brooks.
Okay, so we did win match day
John
1.
Brooks, and that was John Brooks and Clint Dempsey. Clint Dempsey early. John Brooks in the 60s.
Clint Dempsey was
minute.
30 seconds in.
Yeah, record time.
Quick. Yeah, it was record.
Match day 2.
We tied Portugal, I think, is who we tied. Yeah, Portugal. Because Ghana 2-2. Tied 2-2 with Germany. I was shocked. Nani, dude, the cross up from Pretty Boy till Varela, whatever his name.
One player, think about that. A throwback player. Is Nani going to be in the 23-man camp for Portugal?
No chance. He's too old.
He's 37, 38.
And they have too much talent on the wing.
I think there's too much youth talent, unfortunately. So now let's run it through, FIFA World Cup 2022 bracket. Let's see. Is there a bracket challenge? Can we do that?
I don't think so.
I think there is. Because I want to see the group matchups. I want to make sure we have it accurate. All right. So we're going to run through this with the World Cup bracket. So A1, we both think that's Netherlands. Yeah. Okay. And then second place of Group B, let's go USA. We feel that?
God, yeah, we got to play Netherlands. That's tough.
Very well.
Tough. All right. I like that. And then I'm going to be honest.
I don't like it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like it either, but it's fine.
Okay. So you want to jump down to C1?
Yeah.
All right. So Argentina, right? So we're going to have
Correct.
Argentina and Denmark matched up in Argentina, Denmark in the round of 16.
Yeah.
So the winner, so USA or Netherlands is got to play Argentina.
Correct. I'm gonna go
so
Netherlands.
both those teams get bounced in the quarters. I am up, in my opinion. All right.
I agree.
So we got Argentina in the semifinal.
Yeah.
And then you got to go. Do we go Germany or Spain out of Group B? I kind of lean Germany.
I'm going to go Germany as well. Yeah.
I'm leaning Germany. And then
go with
we're going to go, I think we go Croatia.
Germany,
do you want to do Canada or Croatia?
Croatia. Spain,
okay, so Croatia is the second place out of Group F.
Yeah.
So
Spain and Croatia.
That is, no, that's Germany, Croatia.
Oh, yeah, Germany, Croatia. Shoot. Okay, I like that. Germany, Croatia. And then
who do you pick?
I got out of that one, Croatia.
It's tough.
Oh my gosh.
Croatia's going to go on a little Cinderella run.
Actually, no, I'm going to go Germany.
Because Germany, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was feeling. I don't think Croatia. Germany's a little too young and a little too veteran, where Croatia is just too old, I think. I feel like Germany has more depth. So if someone gets a knock or something, gets injured, I think it makes a big difference.
Germany still got Toni Kroos ruling the midfield, even though Croatia's got a midfield trio of Kovacic, Perisic, Modric,
Manuel Neuer, Ter Stegen.
Yeah, Germany.
Those two back there.
Germany,
Leroy Sané
should go Ter Stegen, and then they've got a back line that is just stacked with Rudiger. You could put Leroy Sané up top with Werner, Kai Havertz, Toni Kroos. It's
a nasty group. And then we got, so we're going to have to go Brazil then, coming out of Group G with, do we pick Ghana or Uruguay with second place there?
I'm going to go Portugal.
Portugal, in second place? Okay. So you're telling me we're going to get a Germany versus Brazil or Portugal. So who wins, Brazil or Portugal?
Germany versus Brazil.
Brazil in the quarters.
7-1.
In the quarters? I think Brazil takes vengeance and wins that a comeback.
I got Brazil too. Brazil, Argentina in the semis.
Brazil with vengeance. That's, Neymar, Messi, semifinal. Let's scoot over to the other side here. Let's move that over here. So B1 is going to be
England.
And A2, that'll be Senegal.
I got England.
So England easy. Okay. And then Group D, topping that is going to be France. Yep. And Group C, second place, Mexico. So that's going to be France and Mexico. Is that?
Yeah.
France.
I got France.
Easy.
So France and England.
Dude, the quarterfinal matchups from this are going to be unreal.
I got France.
Quarterfinal matchups could be finals.
I have France.
France into the semi. I agree. I think that's going to be a very entertaining game that probably goes extra time, but I like France. Now F1. So topping Group F.
Belgium. Come on.
Belgium. Okay. Topping Group F, we got Belgium.
And then Spain.
Is that who? Group E?
E2.
Yeah, Spain E2. So that's going to be a Belgium-Spain face-off.
Belgium. Personally.
Okay. I'm going to go Spain. That's where we're going to split.
Okay.
So H1, G2. So topping Group H is going to be Portugal.
Uruguay. Oh, wait. Did we?
Topping, we did. You said you had Portugal getting second place in Group H over yonder.
So Uruguay's.
Okay. Yeah. Uruguay's. Okay. We'll run with it. We'll run with that. All right. So Uruguay, H1, G2 is going to be Serbia versus Uruguay. That's probably the weakest matchup of that.
That's easy.
And I'm gonna go Serbia.
Oh wow! I was gonna say Uruguay, but all right, that's a split
I think Uruguay is the better team, but I feel like Serbia is just one of those teams where if they're gonna get through, it's gonna be a game full of like grinding it out through extra time, and I think that's where it goes.
You got two lethal.
Maybe a penalties.
Two lethal
penalties. Serbia. Okay, so we had F1, E2. We had the winner of that being, it was Belgium and then Spain, and we split. So I have Spain here. You have Belgium there.
I got the winner.
So
I got the winner of that game move into the
Spain
semis.
or Belgium's going to beat Serbia.
Yeah.
Or Uruguay.
Yeah.
And then semifinal, we have France versus Spain or Belgium.
I don't
France.
like that, but I got France.
I don't like it either, but I think it's France. And then so we got France in the final in a Messi
Argentina.
Neymar.
I got Argentina.
My heart.
35 games unbeaten. They're like the fourth longest streak in world history with the unbeaten run. They haven't really lost since Copa America. They haven't lost since Copa America.
I know, man. Argentina. Something like my heart wants it.
Has a good team behind him and with him.
Agreed. I think Messi gets to the final, but that game,
now I got
that game, the semifinal is going to be a more entertaining game than the final, in my opinion.
I disagree because you remember last time, 2018, 4-3 Argentina, France. Pavard outside the foot curler.
Yeah.
Di Maria inside the foot curler.
Angel Di Maria.
Gross. And Di Maria might not even. Di Maria World Cup. Messi in the World Cup.
He has to be there.
Dybala. You got
Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala will be the X factor of the Argentinian national team. That's going to be a big difference because Messi's going to do his thing.
Martinez.
Angel Di Maria. Emiliano Martinez. And Paulo Dybala, if they both run fire, Argentina wins the World Cup.
I think Argentina's winning the World Cup. All I gotta say.
On paper, France looks better. I think Argentina wins it though. Because at that point, Emilio Martinez gonna be feeling himself. That man is cocky, has so much swagger, and Paulo Dybala has to figure it out. Because this is his last run. This is Paulo Dybala's last run, probably under Messi.
I got Messi.
Messi finally getting the coveted, the one that slipped his fingers so many times.
Yeah, the one that got away in 2014.
So you think Golden Boot prediction? Who do you think scores the most goals in this World Cup?
Ooh.
Don't have to pick one. I think my top three are going to be my three favorites. If I was making some betting lines, my three favorites: Messi, Benzema, Mbappe. Or
if Messi makes the final,
if you take away Benzema, Mbappe, and you want to throw it in a different country, I think Neymar or Vinicius.
If Messi makes the final, Messi is going,
Agreed.
In my opinion, to win balance, like Golden Boot.
Mm-hmm.
Benzema is going to be up there too. Ooh. And
the reason why I don't think Mbappe gets that one is because he could be doing too much assisting to Benzema. Mbappe is more dynamic. Benzema's going to be following up cutback passes for days for Benzema.
I'm going to be hot take. Timo Werner finds it out.
Okay.
He scores some goals for that German team.
He will. I mean, he's there 9. He's that guy. Like Masani is going to get into the box and trying to look for him. I can see that. Golden Glove.
If Emiliano Martinez and Argentina make the final, Emiliano Martinez.
It has to be, I think. Has to be. I think Emiliano Martinez.
Other than that, maybe Hugo Lloris.
It has to be one of those teams in the finals because I'm pretty sure the Golden Glove is based on saves, not best performances.
I think it's clean sheets.
Is it clean sheets? Is it saves or clean? Because Tim Howard and Manuel Neuer win it?
Manuel Neuer.
Okay.
Tim Howard won silver glove or something.
Yeah. So I think though it's going to be one of those. It's going to be from the teams.
I'm going to give it, and then I'm going to go Emiliano Martinez or whoever
if he wins it all.
Goalkeeper is.
Before we get out of here, Neuer or Ter Stegen?
Gotta be Ter Stegen. Gotta be. Neuer is crippled by a good back line at Bayern who still gave up a lot of goals in bunches this year. Barcelona did not give up a lot of goals.
What was the thing in that sense? Crippled by a back line at Bayern Munich, not crippled by a back line at Germany.
A lot of Germans still play for the Bayern Munich team. Bayern Munich.
I know.
Rudiger's the only hope, and he was Chelsea, and now he's down to Madrid. So
I think you'd choose Manuel Neuer.
We shall see.
To be your starting goalkeeper.
You
cannot go wrong with either.
Correct.
I would not be shocked though if an injury occurred to Manuel Neuer, unfortunately.
Dang, that's horrible.
Injury prone.
It's a heavy prediction.
He was out. He was out the last, He's been hurt a lot.
Yep.
So, you got some time. If everyone healthy, Manuel Neuer. But Keegan, it was a pleasure, man. Everybody else
speaking with you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But everybody else out there, thanks for tagging along, sticking along for the ride. See you next time. And the U.S. is winning a World Cup in the next 10 years.
All righty. Wow.